today we are talking UFC 10 and all of the goody goodness of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're on board.
Yeah.
Are we on board? Ah, we got action. If y'all got questions or comments, feel free to fire them off as we go. UFC 10, positive, negative, good, bad, what do you say?
Love the tournament.
Fun tournament.
Fun tournament. What was there, like 160 boats total?
It's 160 boats total. Winning weight for the pro side was 31 pounds for 6 fish. That's a 5 pound average, a little over 5. And the amateur side, shoot, I just looked it up. I want to say it was like 24, 25
Something
pounds,
like that, yeah.
something like that. We were not close to that.
No.
We did have, well, we can get into all that. Weather was like 100 degrees the whole week. And then Thursday it dropped 10 degrees, and Friday it dropped another 10 degrees, and Saturday it got windy as heck while being lower, and it was not fun. Definitely changed the bite completely. We weren't on a ton of fish, but it definitely shut down what we had.
Yeah.
Should we get anything else in there?
No, not really. It was definitely a different weather change. Drop in temperature by 20 degrees. The winds were very high, like
For Saturday, yes.
for Saturday. The thought process, we didn't adjust for that. I don't think we adjusted for that thought process of what do you do when it gets that windy, right? Like how can you adjust throwing frogs only, right? Like many times I was like, well, if we had a spinnerbait right now or a square bill, we'd be killing it. But
Saturday would have been a badass day for like a spinnerbait, square bill.
Yep.
Heck, even a Cinco probably. Like Saturday should have been pretty good for that. Saturday was definitely, well, I guess they were both kind of struggle days, but I guess we kind of should get into it. So Saturday, we decided to run to one of our areas that we fish on outgoing tide. And the tide was a lot lower than we had hoped by the time we got there.
Yeah.
And it was almost completely out. Not completely out, but it was on its way. It was on the back half of it for sure. We did get the right bite in there. And that bite was on this black frog, black belly or yellowhead or whatever. This is my old beat up frog that's losing life every time I use it. Picked up as like a 4-ish somewhere, heavy 3, somewhere around there. Right in that 3 to 3.5, 4 pound class. In the first half hour. So that was nice. Thought like, all right, we're on a track. And then proceeded to fish around there some more. No pickups on any of that. And then we started moving with the tide because everything kind of went slack.
It was going slack, and we had a game plan of running south to catch up and fish an area. We didn't plan that.
We didn't accommodate for the wind.
So when we moved up that way, the tide was not where we wanted it to be, and so we kind of scrambled after that.
Yeah, we juck and jived. It basically was, we went to our area at low tide that we wanted to go to at low tide. The wind had blown it completely out. You're trying to throw frogs in like 4-inch, 5-inch chop.
Yeah.
Trying to throw frogs in there, and it wasn't happening. The tide direction and the wind direction were fighting each other. There was a lot of mistakes made, basically. Then tried to run to another area that I know that's south of Mandeville, but I got it wrong. I remembered it south of Mildred. So we drove all the way down there for nothing. And then turned around and basically wasted a bunch of time in a 6-hour tournament.
Yeah.
By running to the wrong area. Partly, I mean, that's all my fault, but part of that was not pre-fishing that area and remembering it completely wrong. Just kind of having it in my back pocket, not hoping to go there at all, and then trying to pull it out of the pocket and remembering it completely wrong. Then we just started hitting our normal stuff that we went to. Ended up picking up second fish. And oh, by the way, along this entire way, we've been getting blow-ups, but they were short striking it. Like you could literally see your frog and like one leg goes down and it like Titanics it with one leg and you could see the whole body and you're like, damn it. You kind of swing on them anyways. Got a ton of video of blow-ups.
Yeah.
Just no hookups. Did you throw that Saturday or Sunday?
Both days.
Both days. So he actually picked up a different frog, a brand new frog to us.
Never thrown it before.
Never thrown it before. And talk about that since you have way more time than I do on that.
So this is a scum frog. I don't even remember what it's called. But,
Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot. It is super light. It's kind of weird. Like it folds, right? Like the hook's not that long in it. But the sound it makes is a good sound. Like,
and the action is completely unlike any other paddle style frog.
It is super light. There's a hole in the bottom of it, right? Like it is super light. It was hard to throw in the wind. I tell you that I was backlashing left and right with it. But it was getting attention, right? Like it was different. I've never seen them before. If you guys are fishing
snag proof this weekend,
this is a scum frog, so it is one that could be put on the table. But it's the head wobbles, everything when it's kicking, and the feet are so far out on it. It makes a great noise. And
yeah, so like a typical, should have grabbed it, but like a typical style of this frog, these legs will go inside and stay streamlined with the body. This one, these legs actually like kick out and slap. So it almost looks like, have you ever seen a baby duck running on the water? They got their legs like out there super wide, and it just gives a whole different presentation than really anything else. It's kind of like the ribbit frog. That's a hard body or full soft body. The ribbit style, and it has that like outer wider thing, and it's a totally different sound.
I was throwing that, and finally, we were kind of like at a loss, and it dawned on me. I was like, James, we should have been fishing everything that was protected by the wind.
Yeah, we stuck to the game plan. We basically formulated a bunch of spots in our head and then stuck to the areas, not adapting the conditions, and it definitely got us.
And while we were starting to move to like head back towards the weigh-in, we had some time still, and I kind of pointed out an area, and James pulled over there.
Yeah, we were heading back towards the ramp to go fish something. Nothing in our head. I looked at an area, it just looked calm, it looked nice, and I was like debating whether to turn in, kind of hasn't made up my mind yet. And then he pointed at it, and I'm like, all right, if we both think so, it's time to turn. So we turned, went in there.
And we started throwing, I was throwing this, he was throwing his frog, and I had one come up and eat it. And when I mean eat it, it was completely gone. The hooks were in the roof of the mouth, and I had to get pliers to get it out. Like it
choked it,
and it hooked up good. And but it wasn't a huge fish. I boat flipped it, but it hooked up.
Yeah, it definitely hooked up. That was only our 2 fish that we weighed in. Again, we had a ton of blow-ups.
Ton of misses.
Very easily. We had 574 for 2 fish on Saturday. We should have had at least 774.
Yeah.
But nothing like tournament winning weights.
Yeah, no.
That's pretty much a Saturday. What's up, Marlon? Crappie Closet. And Brian Stacy. Nice to see your name. It's been a minute. And I can't say your name. We'll just say Duke. You like the old Wobbletron. I don't actually have the Wobbletron. I have heard of it though. But I don't have the Wobbletron, and there is definitely people who love that bait. Shoot, I can't even think of how long ago they made the Wobbletron.
I don't know.
A while ago.
But so anyhow, our weigh-in was at like 7:30 at night on Saturday. So by the time we weighed in, got back in the boat, we launched at B&W. So we had to drive back across.
Cut back across, made it back home. It was like 10 something. I plugged in a whole bunch of stuff to recharge. Got like a little over 3 hours of sleep, basically a little short of 4, somewhere in that area. Slept like crud for those 3 hours myself. And then jump back at it on Sunday. Saturday, actually, this comment actually reminds me. Saturday, talked to multiple different subscribers. It's really nice to put faces to names.
Yeah, definitely.
There's Dan, Angel, just a couple other people. I am blanking on the names right now. People you see comment, people you see on there. I mean, obviously, Crappie Closet was there. Marlon, I already knew his face though, but just kind of nice to put names to faces, and cool to, like, you know, talk to people that have a similar passion, right?
Yeah, 100%. That was the whole purpose of it too, right?
That was kind of our even if we did horrible at fishing, it was still gonna be fine because we get to meet people.
Yeah,
like get to meet up with people that you haven't met, right? Angel says we tried protected areas from the wind, from around the glass house area down to Disappointment, and it was blow up palooza. Only stuck to our bites were also on wobble feet frogs. That's cool information. That's basically the same thing we ran across. Our problem was, so Saturday at the end of the day, when we were driving home, we were like, how do we turn these into bites? What do we do? And my thoughts were, we need to slow down, fish protected areas.
Quit running around so much.
Quit running around. We burnt 120 gallons, or $120 worth of fuel on Saturday in a 6-hour tournament.
Yeah.
So we did some jucking and jiving, and way more than we needed to. Can't catch fish at 70 miles an hour.
No.
Ran to way too many areas, so we decided we're just going to stick to the areas we know and keep it simple on Sunday. The one thing that I didn't do that we thought of was, or that I at least thought of, I don't know if I said it out loud, was throw smaller frogs. I've been throwing the big body frog all day. And then I think I'd also tried white too already on Saturday, but throw a smaller body. So Sunday, we, again, keeping it simple, we ran to, was it low tide already?
No, it was going out.
It was high tide switch, low tide. I think it was already outgoing.
Yeah, it was outgoing.
It was already outgoing, but not far from low or something like that. I don't remember. Too many days. I slept since then. Ran to an area, start fishing it. I immediately get blow-ups, no takedowns. Again, grabbing the tails, taking it down. No, nothing sticking. What's up, Elau? Elau was supposed to fish it. He was stuck home sick. Got by the good old food poisoning. I had 3 blow-ups, boom, 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 thinking, all right, we're at least onto something.
Yeah, definitely.
Fell flat. Nothing like that. I think you got some blow-ups too.
I was getting blow-ups, throwing this still. The blow-ups, it looked like Shark Week. Like completely coming out of the water, coming down on it.
Yeah. Hitting it, nose or headbutting it. It was bad. It was rough, basically.
It was fun. It was exciting, but
yeah, it gets you going. So then we move across the street. We're in like a canal or whatever. We jump across the street. He starts throwing his. I'm fishing in front of him with this slow bait, and he's going behind me with that Bigfoot. And they are coming unglued on that thing. But again, just grabbing the legs. I don't know how that thing's cruising across the water pretty good. And they're able to just pick off the legs off of it.
yeah.
And then I'd throw in behind with this, and I think I only got one of them to boil with a slower bait. And then I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe I need to pop it faster. Maybe I need to pop it. I changed out to every single other frog, every other style that I could go through the entire day on Sunday. And all I could get was tail takedowns the entire day. And
You threw a bunch of different frogs that
I threw the
Teckle.
honker teckle, the teckle honker frog, where it's got the metal feet on it. I threw the spro frog. I threw a couple different versions of that style, of that paddle tail style. They would not touch it. But while I'm throwing everything before him, behind him, didn't matter. Only his bait was getting blow-ups. We get through most of the day, probably half the day, and we're back inside potato, I think. Yeah, we're back in a potato in one of our little areas that we ran because the tide was about right. And he finally gets a fish that smokes his frog, completely chokes it. Like you can see it completely choke. And he swings, and the line goes.
Keep swinging.
And he just freezes for a second. And I'm like, yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
So we go all that whole day, finally get a takedown, finally get a full hookup, line snaps on hook set. And that, I mean, we laughed.
It was actually great news. These things are only $6.
Yeah, he's all, well, there goes $6. And I'm like, that's only $6?
Yeah, it was $6.
He's like, yeah, $6. I'm like, oh, shit, I might buy one of those for $6.
$6, I might grab a couple of them.
Yeah. It kind of just matched our weekend. Like, we definitely made a lot of wrong turns with that.
We continued though.
Where'd you did get one fish? What?
Yeah, we went back to
How'd that go?
The main river, and we were fishing a island point, and you looked at something and was like, oh, look, there's we could probably get about 8 casts in there. And I said, well, we only need 3 good ones. And we went into an area of the boats and everything and started throwing. You got a takedown, I threw in. I caught a fish, put it in the boat, keeper. And then we got like 4 other bites, but no hookups.
Yeah.
And we started moving around trying to do the same thing, and it just was not panning out.
Yeah, one of our areas that we wanted to fish had 5 or 6 boats on it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of boats on it. And they were in the good areas for sure.
Yeah.
So we kind of, one boat left, so we pulled into that good area behind them.
Now thinking about it, the tide was low, incoming all day.
Yeah.
And so
that's
some of our areas were getting the water that we wanted to fish in.
Yeah. And by the time we got to that area, thinking like, oh, there should be enough water in there now, there was boats sitting on it.
Yeah.
So we basically had the same game plan as a lot of different boats.
Yeah.
That's no excuse for us not catching them,
No.
but it definitely didn't help at all.
No, we had a good time though.
It was fun. We were laughing, even though it was blow-ups and all that. We were definitely laughing. Like it was kind of almost comical by like midway Sunday. It was like, like, oh look, we missed another one. Darn.
Well, I'll tell you something though too is everything that paying attention to what was going on for the weekend, watching what was going on. We have a tournament there this weekend for the club, so everything is just all right. We messed up on here, but this is this. We messed up here, but this looks good here. And so there was a bunch of things that I was just tallying, going, no matter what, I'm going to have a learning curve or pick up some stuff that we need to pay attention to.
Yeah, all said and done, I don't think we had a fish over 3 blow up on Sunday.
No.
They were all 2s, basically.
Yeah.
There was several 2s. Like, if they hooked up, we would have had, like, 6 pounds. 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, we threw our fish back. We were like, we're not going to... It's not enough to go get into the money, so why stress out the fish? So we put our fish back.
Yeah, we did weigh it before. It was a 169.
Yeah.
Great number. Perfect number to match the day. And just dump that one in. We don't need to waste the, sit in the bag line, do all that stuff when we know we're not even in there.
And on top of it, we could get a good parking spot.
Yeah, so our unofficial weight was like 9 something, which was, I don't know, mid-pack.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember exactly where it was.
Yeah.
Horrible showing, basically. But the great news about not sitting in the bag line was... we went straight to a rusty porthole and picked up a beer.
Yeah. That's, when you're out fishing all day, haven't really eaten, and then go have a 8 to 9% beer.
Yeah, 1 beer.
Feels good.
And we were feeling it with just 1 beer. So, cheap date. And then moseyed on down and ran in some more subscribers. Talked to some other people, and picked up some subscribers this weekend too.
Yeah, somebody on the line picked up a big fish too.
Yes, Crappie Closet, Marlon Carpenter, who's in the comments right now, he picked up a just shy of 8-pounder, and one big fish for the AM side for the weekend with that fish. So congratulations, Marlon.
Congratulations.
That's badass.
He hooked us up with some tackle.
Yes. Not only was he bringing the bigs in, but he was bringing the tackle over. So he picked up some pre-runs of these. Oh, what's happening, Camo Joe? I didn't see you comment on there. Second place pro. Marlon says second place pro. Yeah. I say it's first place. You beat us, that's for sure. What's Angel? We'll get into these in a second. Angel says, I got bit primarily when there was bait flicking on the surface behind us. We did see a 10 plus eat something like a bowling ball right in front of us. In one of those areas, all we caught was rats. Oh, that's dirty. To see a 10, at least you're in the area.
Yeah.
I did have, in one of the times in the weekend, I don't remember which day, there was a giant swirl in the middle of nowhere, like, that I had saw, and I threw on top of it. Didn't pick up anything, but you knew that had to be a big fish. Yeah, to see a 10 plus though, that's dirty. And Elau's checking out. We'll see you on Saturday, Elau. So Marlon sent us Crappie Closet gave us some demo Senkos. Don't ask me what color they are because I'm colorblind. This guy could tell you though. What are those?
This is like a watermelon with a red and black flake.
What's this one?
That's a green with it's like a candy flake in it. It's got purple, red, gold, light green. It's a good color.
And then, this one's pink. I can tell you that one. This one's pink.
And it looks like a morning dawn, and it's got some purple and some red flakes in it. I'm telling you, this one looks really, really, really good in the sunlight. Like when you
it has extra pop when you put it in the sun.
Hey, like this thing's gonna get chewed on, and I'm probably gonna throw it tomorrow.
Yeah, he's fishing Berryessa tomorrow, so he's probably gonna be picking this up. As soon as I saw this, I actually thought Berryessa and Comanche.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw this, and I was like, ooh, I like that. As far as this exact, he was going for Morning Dawn, got a little bit off on Morning Dawn, but I think he hit a home run right off the top. For sure. Camo Joe says, I heard you caught that hog on 4-pound line.
Nice.
Hey, I've caught an 8 on 8-pound line before, so I mean it's entirely possible. You got to be sneaky with them frogs. If you got 4-pound line and you're in one of your crappie holes and you catch an 8-pounder, that's definitely
some fighting
right there.
But yeah, some definitely some good baits, and
but yeah, some
if that works, which I'm pretty sure these
no
baits right here, a smallmouth or spot's gonna chew those up.
And these are 6-inch, 7-inch.
Yeah, 6-inch.
I think it's 6-inch, 7-inch. You can actually see that two-tone in this one a lot better.
Yeah.
If the camera will focus, there we go. See that two-tone in there? So these are definitely going to get used and beat and slung around. These ones are going to get used in Clear Lake, Delta this weekend.
I'm telling you, they're pretty durable also. Like I'm not mad at them at all.
Yep.
Like they're more durable than a Cinco.
Haven't got to throw them yet to know what the fall rate is, but I mean, it's a Cinco. They sell themselves, basically.
Yeah.
Also picked up some of these little kind of punch baits, flipping baits. And there's a couple different colors in here. Again, I can't see them. What's that one?
It's almost like a red and it's a two-tone color. Red and like a clearish back with some silver and red flake in it. That's almost like a baby brush hog.
Yeah, and this was almost like a, what do they call that? Chigger craw or something?
Yeah.
Speed craws, chigger craw, this style. Another little punch bait, flipping bait.
Definitely a bait that I'll put on a punch, especially like that. That's a compact. It's got the feet to kick. That'll be going on today.
Green pumpkin red, he says one of them's are. Green pumpkin red. Marlon's in there. Yeah. He's on Crappie Closet on Facebook and Instagram. That's the emblem you're looking for. We'll just take it out of the box. This is the emblem you're looking for for his thumbnail. If you guys are interested, I know he does do custom pours. You're gonna have to talk with him about custom pours though, and what the options are and stuff like that. I don't know. I am gonna work with him on a Sorry Steve.
Yeah.
A Sorry Steve pour for Cincos, because I think that'll work. And then also, he's feeding my recent kind of addiction or new hobby, which is crappie baits. And I don't know how to do this without dumping them out. There's pretty colors there, a whole bunch of pretty colors. This one is my current favorite. That blue works really good on Clear Lake. Marlon's saying that it's not necessarily a year-round color, but it is a good color. And then he's got some pinks in there. He's got like that smallmouth color. I I can't think of the name of it.
Green.
Smallmouth Magic or something like that. It's like on a Kitech. It's kind of like that.
Salt and pepper.
And even a salt and pepper, that's got to be deadly. All of them are good colors. I mean, there's any brightness you want. If the camera will focus with my retarded hands. Yeah, any brightness that's on there. So yeah, you're gonna see these come up, especially in the winter time.
Yeah.
We're gonna be chasing some crappie around, forward scanning them, playing around with them. But yeah, thanks to Marlon on that, and hit him up if you need. He's got full line of this stuff. Hit him up if you need any of this stuff. Again, that's Facebook and Instagram.
So anyhow, at the weigh-in though, we there was a raffle. There was they did the whole checks and awards and stuff like that. Did win a rod. Actually, my wife won a rod, so I won a rod. She just doesn't know it yet, but yeah, I won a rod.
Oh, she knows it. She figured out how much it costs, so now she's trying to figure out how to barter.
Yeah.
With how much it costs. So.
Yeah. What was it? St. Croix?
Yeah, I think it was a St. Croix.
St. Croix rod. But Gone Fishing was out there. They did a tri-tip meal sandwich with, they had potato salad, chips, cookies, drinks.
It was good.
Good.
It was really
good meal. They killed it. If you guys don't know, go check out Gone Fishing. If you guys need any boat parts, boats, trade-ins, anything like that, work done, check them out. They're definitely a family-oriented business.
Yep. Yeah, like it's husband, wife, daughter.
Yeah.
I think there's more family related that all work there. So, they gave away a bunch of free shirts. They gave away some like koozies or like beer koozies and stuff like that. Like they had a whole bunch of stuff. They had some boats on display there.
Yeah.
One of them, it was a badass one. Yeah, that's Gone Fishing in Dixon on there. What's up, One Hand Fishing? Your wife says that she also got other raffle prizes too.
She got them or I got them?
I feel like she got them. Well, we'll see. What else was there?
It was a good time. We ran back after everything. We ran back to B&W, and when we got there, we put the boat on the trailer, and immediately a boat came in, and the guy that won first place for the pro side comes walking up. So why not say congratulations?
Yep, said congratulations. We talked for a little bit.
Yep.
It was kind of cool to hear his story. Like, like he's been trying for 6+ years to go, and he's had other years where like things just didn't line up. Like he had a 9-something big fish that he actually saw on Wednesday.
Yeah, and couldn't get it to bite.
She wouldn't eat on Wednesday, but like I told him, it's meant to be. Like he came back on Saturday, and she ate on Saturday. So, I mean, if I'm gonna wait to catch a 9, at least it'd be worth it when you're catching a keeper, or you're not keeper, in a tournament, in like a big tournament.
Yeah. He said that one of the things that he was doing was pop it and just let it sit for a long time, and then pop and let it sit.
What we were not doing.
No.
Was he was slow going on it. Don't want to give away too many of his secrets. He didn't say too much to us, but I don't want to give away too many because I know there's snag proof coming up this weekend, and if he's fishing it, I definitely don't want to blow any of his stuff away.
Yeah. It was really hard for us thinking about it, like for him to go and really slow and catching those fish. he had like 17 on the first day and 14 the next day.
Yeah.
And we're throwing this, and it's buzzing, flying through the water and getting bites. We're like,
yeah, we were actually thinking along the lines of we need to speed up, and we're going too slow.
yeah, making noise, right? Because the wind and everything.
And then we talked to him, and he's saying that going slow was the key. Now, this weekend coming up, I bet you going fast is not going to be a problem.
No.
That temperature didn't drop. There's not going to be a temperature drop.
What was it, 100 degrees today?
I don't know. It was hot today, especially while working. I was sweating from from places I didn't know existed or could sweat. Pore. It was bad.
You know, the recap of the tournament is sometimes you're the pigeon and sometimes you're the statue, right? Yeah. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, we didn't go in. I legit thought going into this we were at least going to catch a limit both days. I just didn't know how big they were going to be, and it ended up being that we had all the bites that we needed. They just wouldn't eat it all the way.
Yep.
And you can't control that sometimes. And then we didn't adapt on top of that. We stuck to things that we shouldn't have, and definitely learned from it.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, every bad day is just a learning experience, basically. It was pretty fun. Did see... Screw it, I'm going to talk about it. So we were fishing down a bank.
Yeah.
And a boat motors in and cuts us off. Like, legit, 2 casts away, pulls right up in front of us, and then goes down the same bank that we were going down. We chose not to say anything.
Chose not to fire up and
leapfrog him. We jumped around, or not jumped around, but we just kept fishing down the bank. And then when we kind of got to where they were and we fished a little bit down, it kind of changed into a different, not what we were looking for anyways.
Yeah.
After that point, we took the higher road and we went across the channel to the other side and fished down that some more. The funny part about that is while we were fishing down that, there was a boat that idled by, and I'm not 100% sure if this is who it is, but as they were driving by, one of the guys was like, threw his hands up in the air looking at that boat that cut us off. And we thought like, oh, maybe they're buddies or something like that, but they never talked. They just drove right past, and then once they like idled past them, they took off. And I was like, that kind of weird, whatever, you know, they must, either they know each other or something, but it didn't quite. We get back to the ramp and I check my phone, and a guy messages me on Instagram and says, hey, we saw that White Ranger cut you off. And I was like, oh, that's probably the guy that was in that boat. And he threw his hands up like, dude, what the fuck? You just hella cut him off.
Yeah, it was bad.
So I'm glad I chose the high road. Even the gentleman that messaged me also said that he would have not chose the high road with how bad we got cut off.
It looks like Corey wouldn't have chose the high road either.
Corey would not have chose the high road. There was an incident.
I'm still good with that too.
It was bad enough that I was fighting everything I could to not choose the high road. That's for sure. Corey and I got into a discussion with somebody earlier this year that, again, did kind of a dick move, basically, which was the reason why I kind of wanted to do a boat etiquette video, but hadn't yet. We probably will get into it recently because I had the electronics conversation and that went fine. So maybe we'll go boat etiquette and see what happens.
Maybe.
Yeah, throw it to the wolves.
Yeah. I think, though, this weekend's going to be a way different weekend than last weekend, though. With the weather changing, it's not supposed to be super windy. It's supposed to be in the 100 degrees again. So I think the Snag Proof tournament are going to be, even though they put up some good weights on the Ultimate Frog, I think the Snag Proof is going to have some really good weights
Yeah.
also.
Those
And-
weights are going to carry through farther. There was a lot more. There was a chunk on the amateur side, at least, that was zeros.
Yeah.
And it was people that I know were there, and they just, maybe that they decided like, hey, we don't even have good weight anyways, so they threw it to the side, or they just didn't catch any, and they're like, well, we can still catch a donkey tomorrow.
Yeah.
And take it out. It was definitely a tough weekend. It was not like lights out for most people.
And if you guys want to go get this Bigfoot scum frog, Fisherman's Warehouse does carry them. That's where I picked it up. I picked up the white and red feet. I don't know why I picked up the white one, but they do have multiple colors.
There
also
is a caveat to that frog. So I picked it up. He's been throwing it like a day and a half, basically. So then I picked it up because I got tired of literally casting and nothing and casting and nothing and casting and nothing. And he switched away from this, so I grabbed his other one, picked it up. If you notice, you got red on this side, that's the top side, and you got white on the bottom side. I think they have this color so that you can tell which side's up and down, not necessarily color flash. It does kick out enough, it gets color flash. But if you're throwing this and it's red side up, you're fine. But if you realize it's white side up, stop it, pause it, pop it, and it'll flip back over, and then you can keep going. It will run upside down, but now, you know, if a fish comes up, that hook side is pointed down, and then any scum or weed or anything you run across, it scoops up.
Yeah.
If you make sure it's right side up, runs right across it, no problem. But that is the only caveat to this, is that. And then myself, I tweaked the hooks out a little bit to get it a little bit off the body. Since it's running on the surface anyways, the hooks can be pointed out a little bit even if you're over the junk, as long as it's right side up. So, any other pitfalls for that? Or
well, if you're colorblind, it's really hard to see if it's red up or white up. I actually, he was running it, and I'm like, flip it.
Hey, you're upside down.
You're upside down. Flip it.
Fuck it. I'm halfway back to the boat anyways.
But yes, they do have multiple colors of this, and they do have it at Fisherman's Warehouse. So if you guys do want to go get it and check it out, it actually, it comes through the toolies really good. It's just a light frog. Like it was really hard for me to put it on really heavy line.
Yeah, and Angel says next time take the 4-wheel drive road. They'll never do that again.
Yeah.
It crossed my mind for a second.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We probably would have done it if it was in my boat.
Yeah, I mean, it was all on video, but on GoPro, you can't really tell how far somebody is away from you. It always looks like they're super far away, but they're not. Not gonna blow that person out. Not gonna put it on video. But it was interesting to be like, they did cut me off, and then rewatch the video and go, yeah, no, they legit.
Yeah, they definitely.
That was bad. Like,
cut us off pretty bad.
Okay.
You know,
I'm sure they were fishing for more money than we were.
And I'll tell you, it's completely different, you know, for us. Like, if somebody's in front of us fishing and it's a regular tournament where we could use whatever we want,
I truly don't care. Like,
I'm not too concerned about it, because I will throw different things in different styles or different ways than
as long as they
else.
aren't literally just taking their boat and putting it straight into the weeds and then running down the weeds, I don't care. Like, if you're just fishing a habitat or whatever you're fishing and you're not blowing it out, I don't care. I'll fish behind you.
Yeah.
I have zero problems. But if your boat's going in there and ramming the weeds, riding the hyacinth, hitting the trees, any of that stuff, that's when I'm like, all right, guys, like, seriously, like, you're just basically wrecking it in front of us. The crappie calls it dipping out. Oh, give them some feedback. We're officially on Team Crappie Closet Lures.
I'm in. And we're gonna go fishing soon, Marlon, too.
Marlon, you have a crappie tournament coming up in a couple weeks, August. I'm on call. I think it's the third week of August, something like that. Put the little details right on there for those that are interested. It's out of Delta, out of Orwood. I'm gonna wait for I'm gonna wait for Marlon to tag that on there.
September 14th.
September 14th. I remember that way wrong. I remember looking at the date and I'm on call, but I remember to be in August for some reason. September 14th is his next tournament. Look him up. Check it out if you're interested. Holland Track, that was it. Holland Track Marina. I knew it wasn't Orwood. So yeah, check those out for sure. If anybody else has small time, or I shouldn't say small time.
No.
But like
tournaments coming up.
The non-BBT, the non-new gen, the the tournaments that are fun to fish.
What's that one that Coach Miguel just won?
Oh, the Mike Vaughn Classic is coming up.
That's coming up.
It is Sunday. I'm also on call for that one. The 18th
of August, out of Lads.
Out of Lads. That's the Mike Vaughn Classic. That's like another one, right? Like the non-BBT. When I say small time, I'm not meaning small tournaments. They could have 50 boats, 80 boats. Mike Vaughn had to move from B&W to Lads because they had too many boats.
Yeah.
So still not the BBT, not the new gen, but the ones that actually are fun, the family related ones, basically. I like mentioning those ones. Definitely put the words out on those.
Yeah.
What else is there? Anybody have any questions? We have a tournament this weekend for Delta. I don't want to give away too much. I cannot express to you how excited I am going to be able to pick up something besides a fucking frog.
Yeah.
Like there was so many situations that I was like, this should be, don't have it, can't throw it.
Yeah.
Sucks ass.
Great news is this weekend's probably going to be all about frogs.
Yep.
Last weekend was not.
Yeah, last weekend was all about Cinco spinnerbaits and whatever else, and this weekend's gonna be the one time I get to not throw a frog, and it'll be probably the one damn thing that's locked into my hand the entire freaking time.
Yeah, I'm all right with it though, because frog bites are cool.
Marlin also has a Tuesday nights at Holland Track, 3 p.m., and that is a bass tournament also. Not crappie, it's bass. And my phone is glitching out right now, and I don't know why. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It was a great tournament. Love seeing everybody, meeting people, talking, fishing.
Yeah, it was nice meeting everyone for sure. Shooting the crap with everybody, meeting everyone. It was cool. One of the guys that's on here, Angel, has a down south. He invited us to Calico Bass, and we're definitely putting that. We're seeing what we can do, what weekends we can do, so we can reach out to him and see what we can do. If you guys haven't Calico Bass fished, it's basically like saltwater smallmouth, but you're like punching, swim baiting, like everything you do in the weeds on the Delta for a tight little ball of anger that will strip line because it's saltwater. So definitely has me interested, 100%.
Definitely.
Hopefully we can put together something for that. If not this year, next year, or whenever.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. A week from today, Wednesday, will be an actual Delta video because we have our tournament. So we will talk about more than just frogs.
We got our sea legs.
We got sea legs. We're good with that.
We're good. We go out there. We go out the gate. I've been out of Tamales in a 18-foot aluminum before.
Yeah, 18-foot aluminum with like 8-foot big long waves that you can't see over the top of if you wanted to.
We got our sea legs.
Yeah, we got sea legs. I spent a lot of years on the water, so.
Yeah.
And if not, Dramamine takes care of the rest.
Yeah. No, I don't like Dramamine.
Bonine, Dramamine, any of those ones.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Next week, I'm not sure if we're going to do a live next week, but we're going to at least have a regular video out, and we'll tell all in that one how we catch them not using a frog, and hopefully learning from our lesson from this week. Learning our lesson from this week and adapting. What's that last little comment here? I'm looking for a raffle prize for the tourney. You guys offer up half a day for the raffle. Maybe we'll have to talk about that. Do a half a day on a Saturday or something. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Hey, Paul, I missed you earlier. Paul is my partner for this weekend. Paul and I are gonna knock it up. Gentleman Jack is the recommended solution.
This is true. I just don't. So going out in the ocean, I just don't want to be that guy.
Gentleman Jack bites back.
Yeah. Well, no. I just don't want to be that guy, right? Like, you don't want to go out in the ocean and be miserable.
Yeah, be the green-faced one.
Yeah, I just prep. I don't even know if I get sick in the ocean because I always prep and I'm never that guy hanging over the side.
Yeah,
even though if you do have somebody hanging over the side, you usually catch way more fish.
Yeah, they're chumming the water.
Yeah.
I'm not
Brian,
one of the ones.
by the way.
Yeah.
He's on there.
Brian Stacy, who's on here. Yeah.
Caught some big lings with him.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Camel Joe, Angel, all you guys. Catch you guys next week. Regular video, maybe a live. Not sure what the topic's going to be. If you guys ever have any topics you want us to talk about, hit me up on Instagram. Drop comments. If you have any more questions, Instagram, comments, Straight Hooked Fishing. And until next time, I hope you get them.